Welcome back to another tutorial by me, Roland, your tutor. Today we'll be doing a tutoring session about solving by elimination. This is quite an interesting section, something that one can get easily 80 to 100% for if one knows the rules. So let's continue doing a couple of examples. Follow the videos before this and the videos following this, and you should really get a good understanding of what's actually happening. Let's jump right on into it and let's do an example. So we'll start off by saying 3x plus y is equal to 2. That's our first equation. Our second equation is 6x minus y is equal to 25. With that said, we always need to know our first step. Our first step is to separate one of the variables, for instance x or y. I'm looking at the first equation, I'm thinking, why not take the 3x across to the right hand side and we'll have the isolated y by itself. But let's see what we'll do. What do you think? I mean, we could always take down the bottom and we could say, the minus y. You could take that across to the right and bring the 25 across to the left. Either way, it's a very simple method to go with. Right, so let's do our first step. We know that we need to isolate. So as you can see, I've chosen to go with the 2 and the minus 3x, as that seems to be the easiest method so far. I mean, one could easily do the 6x across. So I've just done that as well. I'm just showing you a different method in which to do this, which would be actually a little bit faster, kind of like skips the second step that we normally do. So now that you've done that, you just change your sign. So divide everything by minus 1. You'll get your y is equal to minus 25 plus 6x. So you just change all your signs. Right, so your step 2 now is actually a lot easier than normal. So you don't exactly need to solve by substituting once and then substituting again. Right now you can see you've got y is equal to 2 minus 3x, and then you've also got y is equal to minus 25 plus 6x. So why not equate the two? That seems a lot smarter than just doing the one at a time. So why not just do 2 minus 3x is equal to 25 minus 6x. It seems a rather efficient method in which to do this. So I'm just quickly writing down the two equations again. I think it's just good from a point of being thorough. You never forget the equations, you never make silly mistakes like that. The biggest way to lose marks in a test is to constantly lose simple marks like this, where, for instance, you might change a negative to a positive, or you may leave out a variable. So rather just keep reminding yourself what you are dealing with. So we've got 2 minus 3x is equal to minus 25 plus 6x. Now, basically, our third or second step, or even our third, I guess, in this sense, would be to group the like terms. Okay, we didn't exactly do that in our second step, but our second step isn't normally equating the two terms. So in this case, we're doing it in our third. So we group our terms. We take the negative 25 to the left-hand side. We then take the minus 3x to the right-hand side, making sure to change signs. When the negative 25 crosses the equal sign, it becomes a positive 25. When the negative 3x crosses the equal sign, it becomes a positive 3x, as I'm marking over here. It's quite simple. These are simple errors that people tend to make. Just make sure not to make them, and you'll do very well in your next tests. So now we've got 6x plus 3x, we get 9. 9 divided by 9 is 1. 27 divided by 9 is 3. And you're left with x is equal to 3. Now let's go back to our previous two equations. In our fourth step, we now need to go and take x is equal to 3 and place that back into the x portion of the equations. With that said, let's look into doing that now. So step 4, we start by saying the equation. Remember, it's an easy way to get the teacher to like you. They're not getting confused. Perhaps you made a mistake somewhere down the line and now they're just thinking, what is going on? You'd rather carry down the original formula. At least you'll get the mark for that step. So let's substitute back in. We have y is equal to 2 minus 3x. I've chosen pretty much the easiest. That's the first equation. So we say 2 minus 3 open brackets. Where we see an x, we place a 3, as we can see above. So we've got 2 minus 3 times 3. Minus 3 times 3 is minus 9. 2 minus 9 is equal to minus 7. So now we've got our x value at 3 and our y value at -7. We always remember to check these answers. We plug them into original formulas. You see the left-hand side equal to 0, the right-hand side equal to 0. You then know that you've got the correct answer. In this case, we'll just jump through to the end. And as we always say, x is equal to 3, y is equal to -7. We do our underline. Easy game.